My son is dying. Those were the first words she said to me after 3 years of silence. Not hello. Not how are you. Just that. I need you here. Now. And I left. No questions. No hesitation. 6 hours on the road. No food. No stops. Just one thought. Save my son. When I walked into the hospital, she was already there. But she didn't come to me. Didn't hug me. Didn't even look at me. Her eyes stayed on the doctor. And on the papers in his hands. Like I wasn't a person. Like I was a solution. I didn't understand it then. But I should have. 3 hours later, they called me into a private room. 3 doctors. Closed door. And a silence that lasted too long. We ran the test twice. I already knew. Before he even finished. There's no match. I didn't move. Didn't speak. Just waited. You're not his father. And in that moment, everything started making sense. My ex-wife didn't call me to save a child. She called me. Because she needed me again. My name is Daniel Carter. And that was the moment I realized. This wasn't a tragedy. It was a setup. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I walked out of that room like nothing had changed. Like I hadn't just lost 11 years of my life in a single sentence. She was still in the hallway. Same posture. Same calm face. Waiting. For an answer. What did they say? She asked. Too quickly. Too controlled. I looked at her for a second longer than necessary. They're running more tests, I said. A lie. She nodded. No shock. No panic. Just acceptance. Like that answer fit perfectly into something she already expected. That was the first real sign. Not what she said. What she didn't. I should have told her right there. Should have asked her who the father was. Should have demanded the truth. But I didn't. Because something felt off. Not emotional. Structural. Like I had just stepped into something already built. Already moving. Can I see him? I asked. She hesitated. Just a fraction. Then nodded. Room 412. He's sleeping. I walked past her. She didn't follow. That bothered me more than anything. A mother with a dying child. And she stayed behind. On the phone. Speaking quietly. When I turned back. She stopped talking. Smiled. Too fast. Caleb looked smaller than I remembered. Machines around him. Soft beeping. Too steady. Too controlled. I stood there for a long time. Trying to feel something clear. Anger. Grief. Anything. But all I felt was distance. Like I was watching someone else's life. His hand moved slightly. I stepped closer. He opened his eyes. Dad? The word hit me harder than the doctor's sentence. Hey, I said quietly. My voice didn't sound like mine. You came. Of course I did. He smiled. Weak. Trusting. Like nothing had changed. Like everything was still real. Behind me, the door opened. A nurse stepped in. Checked the monitor. Adjusted something on the floor. Her eyes flicked to me. Then to the chart. Then back to me again. That pause. Too small for most people to notice. But I did. Is everything okay? I asked. She nodded quickly. Yes. Just routine. But she didn't look convinced. And when she left, she took the chart with her. That wasn't routine. I stepped into the hallway. My ex-wife was gone. But her voice wasn't. I heard it around the corner. Low. Urgent. He's here. Yes. He agreed. A pause. I know. Just give it time. Silence. Then. No. He doesn't know anything. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. Just listened. Because for the first time, this didn't feel like a tragedy. It felt like a process. And I had just been added to it. I didn't walk away. I stayed where I was. Just out of sight. Listening. Her voice dropped lower. Yes, they already tested him. A pause. Then. No, he didn't question it. Another pause. And then something that didn't belong in any normal conversation. It's moving faster than expected. Faster than what? I stepped back before she could turn. By the time she came around the corner, I was already walking toward the elevators. Calm. Controlled. Like I hadn't heard a word. Where are you going? She asked. Coffee, I said. She studied my face. Too carefully. Like she was looking for something specific. A reaction. A crack. I gave her nothing. I'll come with you. No need, I said. And this time. I saw it. A flicker of irritation. Gone in a second. But real. That was new. I took the elevator down alone. The moment the doors closed. My reflection stared back at me. Still. Too still. Not shock. Not grief. Analysis. Because now there were too many things that didn't line up. Her calm. The doctor's hesitation. The nurse's reaction. That phone call. And one detail that kept repeating in my head. No. He doesn't know anything. Anything about what? I stepped out into the lobby. Didn't go for coffee. Instead, I turned toward the administration wing. Every hospital has one. Quiet. Less crowded. People assume no one goes there unless they belong. That assumption works both ways. I walked straight to the reception desk. I need a copy of my test results, I said. The woman looked at her screen. Typed something. Then stopped. Her eyes narrowed slightly. That's strange. What is? It says your file is restricted. Restricted. That word didn't belong here. By who? She hesitated. Internal authorization. That made it worse. Medical files don't just get restricted. Not like that. Can you override it? I can try. She typed again. Slower this time. Then shook her head. No access. I leaned slightly closer. Then who does have access? Another hesitation. Then. Only the attending physician, and the primary contact. Primary contact. I didn't need to ask who that was. My ex-wife. I nodded. Stepped back. Walked away. No reaction. No questions. Because now it was clear. This wasn't just about a child. Or a test. Or even the truth. This was controlled. Access controlled. Information controlled. People controlled. And I was the only one in that building. Who wasn't supposed to notice. I stopped near a glass wall overlooking the parking lot. Watched the reflections. People passing behind me. Movements. Patterns. That's when I saw him. The same doctor from earlier. Not in a rush anymore. Not tense. Relaxed. Talking to someone in a suit. Not hospital staff. The man handed him something. Small. A folder. The doctor took it. Didn't check it. Just nodded. Like this was expected. Routine. The man in the suit turned slightly. And for a brief second. His eyes met mine. No confusion. No surprise. Recognition. Then he walked away. The doctor followed. And in that moment, the pattern locked into place. Too many coincidences. Too many controlled reactions. Too many things happening. Without explanation. This wasn't chaos. It was structure. And whatever this was, it had started long before I got that call. The only question now was, why bring me into it at all? I didn't follow them. Not yet. Chasing movement without understanding structure is how you lose control. Instead, I went back upstairs. Same hallway. Same door. Room 412. Caleb was asleep again. Monitors steady. Too steady. I stepped closer to the bed. Looked at the 4-line. Clear fluid. No labels facing outward. That was unusual. Hospitals don't hide labels. They display them. For safety. For verification. I turned the bag slightly. Read it. Not chemo. Not what I expected. Sedative class. Low dose. Continuous. Not enough to knock someone out. Just enough to keep them calm. Compliant. Quiet. My jaw tightened. I looked at Caleb again. He wasn't resting. He was being managed. The door opened behind me. I didn't turn. Visiting hours are limited, a voice said. Not the same nurse. Different one. Watching me. Too closely. I'm his father, I said. The word felt different now. She paused. Then checked the monitor. Didn't look at me again. But I saw it. That same hesitation. Like she knew something. And didn't want to be part of it. Has his treatment plan changed? I asked. Everything is according to schedule. A perfect answer. Too perfect. What schedule? Silence. Then. You'll need to speak with the doctor. Of course. Always redirect. Always contain. She adjusted the 4 again. Slightly higher flow. Then left. I stood there for a few seconds. Then followed. Not directly. Just enough distance. She turned into a staff corridor. Restricted access. Badge required. But the door didn't fully close. I caught it. Slipped inside. Quiet. Voices ahead. Low. Controlled. I stopped just before the corner. We can't delay this much longer, a man said. The same doctor. The window is closing. Another voice answered. My ex-wife. I told you, he's here now. A pause. He signed. Not yet. Not yet. Signed what? We don't have time for hesitation, the man said. If the condition progresses, the claim weakens. Claim. That word landed hard. This isn't just medical, he continued. It has to align. Align with what? My ex-wife exhaled. I handled everything else. Accounts, access, documentation. Documentation. My mind moved fast now. Too fast. Medical report. Restricted file. Sedation. Now this. You said he wouldn't question it, the man added. He won't, she replied. Confidence. Cold. Certain. Just keep him focused on the kid. The kid. Not our son. Not even his name. Just a role. A piece in something larger. And the signature, the man asked. I'll get it. Silence. Then footsteps. I stepped back. Just in time. They turned the corner. Didn't see me. Walked past. Still talking. Once it's processed, everything transfers. Transfers. That was it. Not treatment. Not recovery. This was a transaction. I waited until they were gone. Then leaned back against the wall. Calm. Controlled. Because now I had it. Not suspicion. Not instinct. Confirmation. This wasn't about saving a child. This was about using one. And I had just heard enough to know exactly where this was going. The only thing they didn't realize was that I wasn't reacting anymore. I was watching. And now I was ahead. I didn't go back to the room. Not yet. I needed one thing first. Truth. Direct. Unfiltered. I found her in a private office. Door half closed. On the phone. Yes, once he signs, it's immediate. A pause. I know. That's why we had to move fast. I pushed the door open. She froze. For a fraction of a second. Her mask slipped. Then it came back. Perfect. Controlled. Call you back, she said quietly, ending the call. Silence filled the room. Heavy. Thick. What do I need to sign? I asked. Straight to it. No anger. No emotion. That confused her more than anything. It's just hospital consent forms, she said. Too smooth. Too fast. For treatment. For what treatment? A pause. Too long this time. Standard procedures, she replied. I stepped closer. Slow. Measured. I saw the four. Her eyes flickered. Just once. I heard the conversation. That hit harder. Her shoulders stiffened. And for the first time. She didn't speak immediately. That's not what you think, she said finally. The most predictable lie in the world. Then tell me what it is. Silence. She looked at me. Really looked this time. Not as a tool. Not as a solution. As a variable that had changed. We didn't have a choice, she said. We. Not I. That told me everything. We. I repeated. She exhaled. And something shifted. Not guilt. Not regret. Relief. Like she was done pretending. The treatment is expensive, she said. Insurance doesn't cover all of it. That's not my problem, I replied. Her eyes hardened. It is if you want him to live. There it was. Leverage. Clean. Direct. What does that have to do with my signature? She hesitated. Then. The policy. What policy? Another pause. Then she said it. Flat. Calm. There's a life insurance clause tied to his condition. I didn't move. Didn't blink. Just listened. If certain criteria are met, the payout is released early, she continued. We just need to confirm the progression. Confirm. Not treat. Confirm. And my role? I asked. You're listed as the father, she said. Your signature validates the claim. Everything clicked. Not just pieces. The whole structure. The call. The urgency. The test. The restriction. The sedation. You used me, I said quietly. She didn't deny it. Didn't even try. I needed you, she corrected. No, I said. You needed my name. That landed. She looked away for a second. Then back at me. Cold again. If you don't sign, she said. The process stops. And we lose everything. We. Still we. What about him? I asked. She didn't answer immediately. That was the answer. You're not even trying to save him, I said. Her jaw tightened. You don't understand how this works. I understand exactly how it works. Silence. Then. He's not your son. The words came out sharper than I expected. But they were true. And now. They belong to both of us. You lied for 11 years, I continued. You erased me for 3. No reaction. No apology. Nothing. And now you call me back, I said. Not because he needs me. I stepped closer. But because your plan does. That was it. No turning back. No misunderstanding. No illusion left. Just truth. Cold. Clean. Final. She didn't argue. Didn't defend herself. Just watched me. Calculating. Waiting. Still trying to find a way to make me useful. That was the moment it hit. Not the lies. Not the betrayal. Not even the truth about the boys. This. The fact that after everything, she still thought I would help her. I nodded slowly. Calm. Controlled. Okay, I said. And for the first time. She smiled. Because she thought she had one. She had no idea. What I was about to do next. I didn't argue. Didn't raise my voice. Didn't walk out. I signed. At least, that's what she thought. The papers were already prepared. Tabs marked. Signature lines highlighted. Too organized. Too clean. I read everything. Slowly. Every word. Every clause. Every reference number. She watched me the whole time. Trying not to. But she did. Looking for hesitation. Doubt. Emotion. I gave her none. Just calm. Just focus. Here, she said, sliding a pen toward me. I picked it up. Signed. 1 page. Then another. Then the last. Her shoulders dropped. Relief. Not gratitude. Relief. That told me everything. The moment I handed the papers back. She didn't check them. Didn't even glance. Just stacked them. Like they were already done. Processed. Guaranteed. That was her mistake. People who think they've won. Stop paying attention. I'll take care of the rest, she said. Of course you will. I nodded. Do that. And I walked out. Not fast. Not slow. Exactly the same pace I walked in. No rush. No reaction. Because from that moment, this wasn't her plan anymore. It was mine. I went back to the room. Closed the door behind me. Sat down. And waited. Not for her. For him. Caleb opened his eyes about 20 minutes later. Hey, he whispered. Hey. You're still here. I told you I would be. He smiled. Weak. But real. That part never changed. I looked at him for a long second. Not as a question. Not as a doubt. As a fact. Whatever the truth was. This part stayed. I need you to do something for me, I said quietly. He nodded. Anything. Did anyone give you new medication today? A pause. Then. Yeah, this morning. Different from before? Another pause. Feels different. How? He frowned slightly. Slower, like I can't think straight. I nodded. Exactly. Did your mom tell you anything about it? No. Anyone else? He shook his head. Just the nurse. Good. That narrowed it. Listen to me, I said. Carefully. Calm. If anything feels wrong, you tell me first. Not them. He looked confused. Why? I held his gaze. Because I'm the only one here, who isn't following their plan. He didn't understand. Not fully. But he trusted me. That was enough. Okay, he said. I stood up. Walked to the fore. Checked the label again. Same compound. Same dosage. Same control. I adjusted it. Slightly. Not enough to trigger an alert. Just enough to change the timing. Because control isn't about stopping the system. It's about shifting it. Quietly. I stepped back. Watched the monitor. No alarms. No reaction. Perfect. Then I left the room. Not toward her. Not toward the doctors. Toward the one place they didn't expect me to go. Administration. Same desk. Same woman. She looked up. Recognized me. You again. I need access, I said. She hesitated. You were restricted. I know. I leaned slightly closer. Lowered my voice. But you also know something's wrong. That hit. Not hard. But enough. She glanced at her screen. Then back at me. Then around the room. No one watching. What exactly are you looking for? She asked quietly. Everything tied to my name, I said. Medical. Insurance. Authorization logs. Her eyes widened slightly. That's not standard access. I know. A pause. Then. 5 minutes, she said. After that, I was never here. I nodded. That's all I need. She turned the screen slightly. Typed fast. Opened something hidden. Deeper than before. Not public records. Internal layers. That's where the truth lives. Start here, she whispered. Then stood up. Walked away. Leaving me alone with it. I sat down. Scrolled. Files. Timestamps. Access logs. Then. I saw it. My name. Multiple entries. Authorizations. Signatures. Approvals. All marked as completed. Before I even arrived. Before I even signed anything. I leaned back slowly. There it was. Not suspicion. Not theory. Proof. They hadn't just planned this. They had already executed it. They just needed me. To make it look real. I closed the file. Stood up. Walked away. Calm. Controlled. Because now. Everything was clear. They thought I had just stepped into their system. They were wrong. I had just taken control of it. And they didn't even know it yet. It started quietly. Like everything else. No confrontation. No threats. Just pressure. I went back upstairs. Same hallway. Same controlled silence. But something had shifted. Not outside. Inside. I wasn't reacting anymore. I was applying force. Slow. Precise. Invisible. My ex-wife was on the phone again when I passed her. Voice tighter this time. Less control. I already told you, it's in process. A pause. No, there were no issues. Another pause. Then. I said there were no. She stopped. Because she saw me. Watching. Not angry. Not confused. Just, watching. She ended the call. Too fast. Everything okay? She asked. Soft. Measured. Like before. But not the same. Now there was something under it. Tension. I nodded. Perfect. That word landed. She didn't like it. Good. I kept walking. Didn't stop. Didn't engage. Because pressure doesn't come from noise. It comes from absence. I went straight to the nurse's station. The same one from earlier. Different nurse now. You adjusted his medication schedule, I said. Not a question. A statement. She blinked. Caught off guard. Excuse me. I checked the chart, I continued calmly. The timing changed. A lie. But delivered like fact. That's all it takes. I'd have to review. You should, I said. Then I walked away. Not waiting. Not pushing. Just planting it. Doubt. That's where it starts. I didn't need them to panic. I needed them to question. Each other. The system. The plan. I returned to the room. Caleb was awake again. More alert this time. Good. How do you feel? I asked. Better, he said. That was new. The adjustment was working. Less sedation. More clarity. That mattered. Anyone come in? I asked. Mom did. What did she say? He hesitated. Then. She asked if you signed something. Of course she did. And? I told her I didn't know. Smart. Good, I said. He looked at me. Serious now. What's going on? I held his gaze. Chose my words carefully. Something isn't right. That was enough. The door opened. My ex-wife walked in. And stopped. Because the room felt different. Caleb sitting up. Talking. Aware. That wasn't part of her plan. What happened? She asked. Too quickly. Too sharp. Nothing, I said. Calm. She's just doing her job, I added, nodding toward the 4. She looked at the line. Then at the monitor. Then at him. And I saw it. For the first time. Real concern. Not for him. For the process. For his condition, she corrected. But it was too late. The crack was there. Small. But real. You should rest, she told him. He didn't lie down. Didn't look at her. Looked at me instead. I'm okay, he said. Another shift. Subtle. But enough. She noticed it too. Her control over him. Weakening. Good. Can I talk to you? She asked me. Not a request. A move. I nodded. We stepped into the hallway. She turned to me immediately. What did you do? Direct. No more pretending. I signed, I said. You were supposed to just. She stopped herself. Too late. Just what? Follow instructions. Stay blind. Something's wrong, she said instead. Now it was her saying it. Interesting. With what? The system, she replied. Things are slowing down. Of course they are. That happens, I said. No, she snapped. Then caught herself. Lowered her voice. No, this isn't normal. I tilted my head slightly. Sounds like a problem. She stared at me. Searching. Connecting dots. But not fast enough. Not yet. You didn't do anything, she asked. Careful now. Suspicious. I met her eyes. Calm. Unshaken. Like what? Silence. Heavy. Then. No, she said. But she didn't believe it. Good. Because belief isn't what breaks people. Uncertainty does. And she was starting to feel it. I stepped past her. Back into the room. Leaving her standing there. Alone. Thinking. Recalculating. And for the first time. Losing control. Slowly. Quietly. Exactly how I wanted. The call came an hour later. Not to me. To her. She answered immediately. Speaker on. She didn't even notice. Your claim has been flagged, the voice said. Medical inconsistencies. Authorization mismatch. Silence. Then. All associated accounts are temporarily frozen pending review. Her hand tightened around the phone. That's not possible, she said. It's already done. The line went dead. No drama. No warning. Just, finished. She looked at me. For the first time. No control. What did you do? She asked. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't move closer. Didn't need to. I corrected the record, I said. Calm. Precise. You used my name, I continued. My identity. My authority. A pause. So I used it too. Her eyes widened. Slow realization. Heavy. Irreversible. It's all documented now, I said. Every signature. Every request. Every lie. She didn't speak. Didn't argue. Because there was nothing left to say. The system she trusted. Had turned on her. Quietly. Completely. I turned away. Walked back into the room. Caleb looked at me. Clear. Present. Is it over? He asked. I nodded. It is now. No explanations. No details. He didn't need them. Some things are better understood. Without words. I stepped back. Gave him space. Not as a stranger. Not as a question. As something simpler. Something real. Then I walked to the door. Stopped for a second. Not to look back. Just to end it properly. Thank you for listening. Calm justice doesn't shout. It keeps records.